Yo, what's up with it, y'all? It's JD, Travelsthenix, and I'm back with another quick video. In today's video, we're just going to be talking about intermittent fasting. We're going to talk about the proper ways to do intermittent fasting, the different ways that you can do intermittent fasting, the benefits that intermittent fasting can bring you, some of the downsides to intermittent fasting towards the beginning of when you're starting intermittent fasting, some of the things to look out for. Before we get into the video, if you're interested in travel and fitness content, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell. Also, I do a lot of talking about growth content. I have a series out called Growth Law Series, and I'm still adding more growth laws to that. But anyways, back to the video. So first and foremost, let's talk about what intermittent fasting is. So intermittent fasting is when you fast intermittently, either throughout the day or throughout the week. So what some people do for intermittent fasting is called the 5-2 intermittent fasting, or some people do 1 day on, 1 day off. And what they'll do is they'll eat just like any other day for 1 day, or maybe they'll even eat in a caloric surplus, but then the following day they'll fast. They won't eat anything. And you can also do that on a 5-2 intermittent fasting schedule. What you can do on that is you can eat normal 5 days a week, and you can just fast completely for 2 days out of the week. Personally, I don't really like those type of fasting schedules. I do 24-hour fast sometimes. Every week I usually try to do a 24-hour fast, but also every week there's 1 day a week where I don't fast. For me personally, in the form of fasting that I started with is the 16-8 intermittent fasting. That means that you don't eat for 16 hours a day straight, and that means that for 8 hours a day you have an eating window. So you can eat, do pretty much whatever you want for 8 hours, and that's pretty much how I got started with fasting. Now once you get into a 16-8 intermittent fasting schedule, you can modify it. For me personally right now, I usually do about, I would say, anywhere from 18 to 19 hours on average every single day. Some days I do less, some days I do more. But like I said, on average, it's usually about 18 to 19 hours a day, and that's 5 days a week. And on that 6th day a week, I usually don't fast, and on that 7th day during the week, I usually fast for 24 hours. Now, while you're in a fasted state, while you're in that 16-hour state, or you're in that fasted state where you're fasting for the entire day, it's important to know the things that you can and can't put into your body. For me personally, I keep it fairly simple. The only things that I even put in my body is just water and black coffee. So when you're consuming nothing but water and black coffee, you're not really running a risk on breaking your fast at all, because number one, I don't put any sugar in my coffee, and water doesn't have any calories in it at all. So that's the main thing with the intermittent fasting, is that you don't want to be consuming any calories. So in terms of drinks, you obviously can't have alcohol, no sodas, no nothing like that. Anything with sugar in it is a no-no. If you're having coffee, they do have coffee creamers that keep you below the caloric limit of a fasting breaking point. So you can actually get some coffee creamers and put that in your coffee. Personally, every once in a while I do that, but personally I usually like to keep it simple and just straight black coffee, so it keeps that 0 calories. And as far as the caloric breaking point for fasting, I believe the caloric breaking point is 40 calories. If you eat or consume anything that is 40 calories or more, then that breaks your fast. So for me personally, I just don't even want to run the risk of breaking my fast at all. So I just do water, black coffee. Sometimes I'll have some tea, unsweetened tea, no cream, no sugar, nothing like that, no honey, anything like that. So now let's talk about some of the benefits that you'll get through intermittent fasting. So off the top, intermittent fasting lowers insulin levels. It also can help create more human growth hormone in your body. It also induces cell repair in your body. So basically, it just removes a lot of the toxins, it removes a lot of the waste from your cells, a lot of the toxins and the waste from your body. Gets rid of free radicals, different things like that, because you're giving your body such a long amount of time to process the stuff that's in your system, and you're not adding any more junk per se. I would just call it junk. It's like everything that you consume comes with a certain amount of junk in it. That's the reason why your body digests the food, and it's basically filtering everything that you put into your body, trying to take the stuff that it needs and get rid of the stuff that it doesn't need. So you're essentially always getting rid of the waste in your body no matter what. It's just that you're giving your body a longer period of time to actually go in and do basically like a deep cleaning of your body. Basically what I would compare it to is just like if you're cleaning your house. If you clean your house for an hour, you're going to do a lot better job than you would if you just cleaned up your house for 5 minutes. Now, if you cleaned up your house for 4 hours, you're going to have even more time to get in and get into the details of cleaning your house. And then you clean up your house for 8 hours straight, your house is going to be spick and span. So it's the same thing when it comes to fasting. You're giving your body plenty of time to cleanse itself, to clean out all those cells, clean out your gut, all that type of stuff. You're getting rid of a lot of bad bacteria, bad toxins, bad waste, all that type of stuff before you go into the next feeding window, and you'll already be 100 by the time you get there. So some other basic benefits to intermittent fasting is weight loss, fat loss. Once you get to about 12 hours, your body goes into a state of ketosis where you're strictly burning fat. So essentially, anything that you do after that, let's just say you get in some fasted cardio, let's just say you get in a high intensity workout, or let's just say you do some lifting or anything like that. Essentially, when you're working out and you're burning calories, you're specifically burning more fat than anything else because your body's already been depleted of all those other forms of fuel. Also, some other health benefits to intermittent fasting is that you're reducing your chance for getting things like diabetes, Alzheimer's, arthritis, MS, getting strokes. And I think that one of the main reasons for this is that when you're intermittent fasting, you're allowing your body to repair all these different types of good benefits. And what it does is it lowers the inflammation in your body. So the thing is that I don't know if you guys have ever eaten something and your body has a bad reaction to it and your body gets a little bit inflamed. For me personally, I'm lactose intolerant. So whenever I eat dairy, my body always gets inflamed. I love ice cream, I have it anyways, but I do know there's consequences to that, and my body gets inflamed. I feel stiff, I have a hard time with my digestion, all these different problems that come along with it. So even though sometimes I'm subjecting myself to ice cream or whatever it may be, if I give myself a long fast after I do something, do some damage on some ice cream or some type of dairy or anything like that, then I'm giving my body the chance to actually rid myself of all those toxins and rid myself of all these things that are actually causing my body to get inflamed. And also the same thing goes with arthritis. Whenever you have arthritis, that's just inflammation in your joints. So if you're lowering the inflammation in your body, then you're going to have healthier joints, and that's good for your long-term physical health. So now we're going to get into some roadblocks, some stumbling blocks of intermittent fasting and my personal advice for how you can get over these things. So one thing I know people always have a hard time with intermittent fasting is that for the most part in this society, we're used to eating constantly. We're always eating around the clock. It seems like if we're not having a regular meal, we're having a snack. If we're not having a snack, then we're drinking some type of a drink that has some type of sugar in it or whatever it may be. Or we're drinking a coffee with cream. People go to Starbucks and get their frappuccinos, macchiatos, whatever people like to drink nowadays. But we're always consuming something that's causing our body to constantly be working and constantly be moving. But there's a comfort in that as well. So people are constantly eating, and when you deprive yourself of food or you deprive yourself from these calories that you're consuming, a lot of times it's a shock to your body. And a lot of people get things like hunger pains, they get cranky, all different types of stuff like that. And how do you get over these things, or how can you kind of limit these when you're first starting off? My suggestion would be to not go straight into 16-hour fasting. When I first started doing intermittent fasting, I didn't go right into 16-hour fasting. What I did is that I went and I started off with just straight 12-hour fast. And when I did my 12-hour fast, every week after that, I would raise it 1 hour, and until I got comfortable with doing 16-hour fast. And to be completely honest, even when I did get to 16-hour fast, there would be some days that I would be hungry. I'll have to push through. I would have stomach cramps, stomach pains, hunger pains. I'd be cranky and a little bit cranky. But eventually, once you get into the intermittent fasting lifestyle, these type of things are going to go away, and it's going to get to the point where your body is almost not even going to be hungry before 16 hours. For me personally, my body doesn't naturally get hungry before a 16-hour period has even overlapped. To be honest, it's even longer than that for me now. Like I said, my average fast is probably about 18, 19 hours a day. So my body doesn't even really start wanting to eat until about that 17, 18-hour mark. So once you get used to the 16-hour fast, your body's just going to get accustomed to it, and 16 hours is just going to seem like a breeze. And anything that you eat before 16 hours is going to feel like you're just overstuffing yourself with food. Because essentially in this country, that's actually what we're doing, is we're overstuffing ourselves. We're over-consuming food. And that's what's leading to a lot of people being obese, a lot of people having health problems, a lot of people getting diabetes, all these different things. We're over-consumers. And it's like this gluttonous mindset that we have as a country, in terms of we always want new this, we always want more of this, we always want more of that, and food is a part of that. So that gluttonous mindset backfires us in terms of the food, and that's the reason why people in this country have a lot of health problems, and a lot of people in this country are overweight, just to be frank. So again, intermittent fasting is going to help you with that weight loss anyways, and once you can kind of get over these initial pains and roadblocks and that you're gonna go through with the intermittent fasting. For me personally, I would say that took, to be honest, 2.5 months. I went through about 2.5 months where it was kind of hard, but ever since then I don't have a problem with intermittent fasting at all. And another thing about that is I've been doing intermittent fasting for probably about 3 years now. So out of 3 years, I just had to initially deal with about 2.5 months of sometimes getting hunger pains. Sometimes I wouldn't even really trip off it. Like I said, I kind of eased and gradually went into the 16-hour fast anyways. And once 16 hours started getting easy for me, that's when I started going to 17, 18, 19-hour fast. And then I kind of had the idea where I was like, you know what? Let me start doing 1 day a week where I do a 24-hour fast. And then I like to have a cheat day every single week anyways. So on my cheat days, I just won't fast at all. And surprisingly enough, you would think that if you're having a cheat day, you'd want to eat as much as you can and kind of binge out on stuff. My body can't even accept all that type of stuff coming into it at all anyway. So I can't just go all out and eat a pizza, a burrito, a burger, all these different things in one day. So for my cheat days, more than likely it's usually just eating, maybe a little bit more donuts than I usually eat. Or maybe I will have some ice cream. Or maybe I'll have some pizza and another, smaller meal or something like that. But I can't just go all out and binge eat anyways, because my stomach can't even handle it. My body can't even handle it. And if I do push it way beyond that, I'm going to pay for it the next day, because I'm just going to be feeling like shit. And that actually leads me to my next point as far as binge eating goes. That's probably the one thing I would say you got to watch out for with intermittent fasting. If you're having hunger pains, even myself, sometimes after I do like a 24, 25, 26, maybe even 27-hour fast, sometimes I'm so hungry by the time I'm done with that fast that I just want to get my hands on anything. You know what I mean? If I don't have some food already made, if I got some chips in the house or whatever it may be, I'll just start snacking on stuff. And that's when you can start binge eating. So I would have a suggestion for you. So my suggestion for you on the binge eating tip, in order to prevent it, is that have some meals already prepped. If you know you're going to be doing a long fast, or if you're starting to feel like a little bit of hunger pain, prep a meal for yourself. That way you can have some good food to eat when you're done with your intermittent fasting, because you don't want to do something like intermittent fast for 24 hours and then go drink some alcohol right away. Or you don't want to go into intermittent fasting and then just eat some sweets or something, break your fast with some type of ice cream or something that's too sweet, because at the end of the day, you lower your insulin levels by intermittent fasting, but if you consume something with a higher amount of sugar in it, then you're going to spike your insulin levels. So you want to stay away from that too. So preferably, for me personally, what I would recommend for you to do is break your fast with a food that can somewhat keep you in ketosis, something that's high in fat and maybe a little bit of protein. Like what I usually break my fast with every day is usually spinach, egg, and avocado. And it's pretty much, I eat it in different forms and fashions. Sometimes I have some tortillas along with it. That doesn't keep you in ketosis, but it's not really just like shocking your system like it would be if I broke it with a pastry and some sweet drink or something like that. So basically what you want to do is have something healthy, high in fat. Like I said, egg, that's high in fat. You also get some protein in there. You got the avocado, that's high in healthy, good fats. And then you have the spinach in there, which also gives you, some micronutrients, and it also gives you some good roughage for the stuff to work through your system. But anyways, that's pretty much all I have on intermittent fasting today. This was a subscriber requested video, so I just wanted to share a little bit of information about intermittent fasting, why I choose to do intermittent fasting, and some of the benefits that you're going to get by doing intermittent fasting, and also how to deal with some of the negatives of intermittent fasting, because there's no such thing as a perfect way of life. Sometimes we feel good, sometimes we feel don't. So there's ebbs and flows to everything that we do in life. Intermittent fasting is the eating lifestyle that works best for me, and I think it can have a lot of benefits for other people as well. I know, for instance, my girlfriend is choosing to do intermittent fasting right now, and she's enjoying doing intermittent fasting. I got, some family members doing intermittent fasting. I got my friends doing intermittent fasting. And to be completely honest, and I'm not just saying this, every single one of them swears by it. Not just my friends and family and the people around me have been doing intermittent fasting, but also my online fitness clients have been doing intermittent fasting as well. And all the ones who wanted to lose weight doing intermittent fasting have all lost weight, and they've all lost body fat as well. Now, some of my clients are not trying to lose weight. Some of my clients are actually trying to put on weight. And, I have separate programs for separate people. So different people require different things. It's not all cut and dry. So it's all personalized anyways. And speaking of that, if you guys are interested in a online coaching program, which includes diet coaching, it also includes body weight coaching with body weight fitness training, go ahead and hit up my website. That's Travelsthenix.com. Or you can go ahead and hit me up on Instagram. That's @Travelsthenix. But like I said, I've got plenty of people in my life, plenty of people who I've worked with who have all seen the benefits of intermittent fasting, and they've carried on and kept it as a lifestyle choice for themselves as well. But anyways, you guys, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment section. If they're small questions, if you have any bigger questions, go ahead and hit me up on Instagram. That's @Travelsthenix. Also, you can also schedule a consultation with me on my website as well. But that's all I got for today. I wanted to touch on the intermittent fasting and start touching more on the dieting piece and let you guys know exactly what I'm doing for my diet, what I'm doing for my eating schedule, all these different types of things. But I'll holler at you guys later. Peace.